Hey YouTube, welcome to my channel, Gibby Breaks Tech. I'm Gibby, and today we're going to be breaking down the CSS box model. So let's get to it. What is the CSS box model and why is it important? CSS box model is important because it helps you understand the spacing between and around elements on a web page. This helps you when you're trying to style the web page and trying to find space around the content of the elements. Understanding the total width and height of the content of a web page is pretty important when you want that professional looking page. Let's look at the parts of the box model. The box model consists of content, which is text or images on the web page. Next we have padding, which adds cushion to the content. Then is border. Border goes around the content and the padding. And lastly we have margin, which is the area between elements on the web page. So I want to take a look here about how CSS computes the total width and height of an element, and that's using the box sizing property. The box sizing property has two values. The first value, which is the default value, is content box. It's the default value, but it does not include the padding or the border when totaling together the width and the height of an element. The second value is border box. This includes the content, padding, and the border when totaling together the width and the height. So let's take a look at our code for this demonstration. As you can see, both boxes are basically identical. They both have a width of 500 pixels. The only difference is the border box has a box sizing property on it and with the value of border box. So what this means is inside this width of 500 pixels is going to be the padding and the border combined with the content to make it 500 pixels. So we'll squish the content if it has to keep it inside that 500 pixel box. Meanwhile, we have content box. Content box also has a width of 500 pixels, but as you can see here, the width when you inspect it is 700. That's because it does not include the padding or the border, that 500 pixel width. So just the content itself is 500 pixels. Meanwhile, the border and the padding combined together to make it 700 pixels. This can make it a little tricky because I know when I give a property the box sizing and border box, I know that element is going to be 500 pixels. Unlike when you give it content box, you might have to do some additional math to get the total width or height of the element. A quick reminder for you, some HTML elements have default margin and padding on them. As you can see here in the CSS, I did not give the H1 or the paragraph tag any margin or padding, but if you look at it in the inspector tool, it has a margin on it. So what I recommend is going to the top of the style sheet. You're going to use the asterisk selector. This selector targets all the elements on the page. So what you're going to do is do the asterisk selector followed by margin. Give everything a margin of 0. And we're going to go padding. Give everything a padding of 0. So now there's no default margins and no default paddings, which isn't going to mess up any of your alignments. And then we're going to go and do border box, or excuse me, box sizing, border box. That way we know the exact width and height of the element when we make it. So that's going to be it for this CSS box model video. This is one of my first YouTube videos. I'm trying to get a feel for making instructional content. Please leave a comment down below and let me know what you think. Thank you for watching.